The conclusion to the Splicer quest had us take out the cause of the Endless Night in Quria Blade Transform. This would slowly lift that Endless Night and free us from the grip of Savathun's claws, at least for a little while. Or will it? Today we're going to analyze and speculate with some evidence to explain how the dreaming mind may have never died.
We know the name of the sickness in the heart of the network. Quria strangles the light. Guardian, Quria must be stopped.
So Quria could be dead and it could be as simple as that, but let's have some fun and speculate on the other side of the coin. It's no secret at this point that the Endless Night in the city is caused by Quria, the partially taken dreaming mind, and then the one controlling her, the hive god Savathun. Now believe it or not, these two have been at it for a very long time. Savathun would use this power through Quria to take certain enemies, they caused the dreaming city curse and loop, and they may have been trying to do the same thing here but in humanity's home, harnessing our own power for her gain. Once Mithrax was able to locate Quria in the Vex network and domain, we were sent in to wipe out the mind for good.
Quria has shielded itself in multiple layers of the domain. It hides a festering rot deep within the core of this network. Savathun's eye is upon us now. I can feel her. It is as if this moment was unavoidable. Fated.
Quria, Blade Transform, the dreaming mind.
This is it! Fight with everything you have! Lights guide you.
Unbelievable. Quria is gone.
A great evil vanquished.
Now take a look at this death animation again. It kind of appears as if Quria transfers somewhere else. So yes, that could be a stretch right there, but we've seen things like this before. Oryx the Taken King did it in his first boss fight. Nokris retreated back into his Ascendant realm as well. So is Quria doing the same type of thing here? Now you could be saying, well, those were hive gods, they had their own Ascendant realms and that's where they went. But could Quria do something like this in the Vex network with instances of itself? We'll talk about that in a moment.
To think the Vex are able to divide themselves between the material world and this place to engineer their plans. This is not unlike the Ascendant plane. It raises many questions.
Now some people might be mad because Bungie has built up this character for years. We've known about this mind since the Books of Zara released back in The Taken King. And in fact, in that book, Quria would use many tricks against her enemies. This included Oryx on board one of the Nietzsche Thought ships. It said this: "But the Thought ship was a trap. Upon it was Quria Blade Transform." So Quria made a trap. Now we know that the mind is sneaky and can do something like that. You then have the time prior, I believe, where Quria made instances of itself to study Oryx's realm. But Quria had instanced itself to the other side of the gate and built a holdfast to keep the way open. Quiria's objective was to exploit the paracausal physics of Oryx's throne to become divine. It organized a series of test invasions. So the dreaming mind is quite tricky unto itself. Was it stuck here fighting us because Savathun controls it, she forced it to fight us and it's dead now? Or was this just a massive trap, an instance or some type of simulation was sent in to fight us, making us think it was the real thing? Another weird thing is the corrupted keys we use to open the chest at the end of these expunge missions. If you actually read the description, they say they are broadcasting a signal to someone when we are using it. So we can assume that this is Savathun, of course, who else would it be? But this is huge because it means that each expunge was actually a way for Savathun to track our progress. After we kill Quria, there is a chest which could just be for gameplay purposes to give the player a reward, but it could also alert Savathun that this action took place, and in this case, us taking out the dreaming mind. This then brings up another question. Did Savathun want this to happen, even if this was some type of simulation? Now I'm going to discuss the Osiris leak stuff from a while back in the next couple of minutes here, so if you don't want to hear that, you can click away now. So if Savathun is impersonating Osiris, this is super smart. A few weeks ago, Osiris wanted us to capture Quria instead of killing it. Take a listen to this.
Osiris, I did not know you had access to this channel.
I wish to confer with you and the Guardian privately. If my experience and wisdom can aid you in Quiria's capture, you may have it.
Capture? Quria is discordant and must be exorcised if the great machine's sky is to shine again.
The things we could learn were we to capture it. Think, Mithrax.
So were these some hints early on that this mind wouldn't actually die? Would Bungie kill a massive hive god like this in some type of mission or strike? Yeah, they could. But again, did Savathun want this to happen? And if she did and Quria is dead, that's kind of pretty frightening because she no longer needs her for her plan, which may be complete at this point.
Finding Quria at the center of the endless night confirms our worst suspicions. It was the arm Savathun used to strangle our city. With it docked, to borrow an Elixni term. We purged Savathun from the Vex domain. I only hope we stopped her in time. In the meantime, Osiris is focused on collecting all the data we have on Savathun, separating small truths from the many layers of lies. Everything she does is for a reason, even if it seems beyond our comprehension. I want to know what she hoped to gain.
Now this is even more tinfoil, but we also know that Nokris is working with Savathun and has the power of necromancy, the power to bring things back from the dead. Now, would that work in terms of a taken Vex Hydra? I'm not sure, but I thought I'd bring that up and get your thoughts on that. But with that being said, let me know your opinions down below if you think Quria is truly dead, or is this a part of Savathun's grand scheme all this time? If you'd like to see some more Destiny lore and mysteries just like this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. My name's Evade, and I'll catch you Guardians in the next one.